My name's Kirsten, and I can't tell who's in the room, but I see a few people in there. I don't know if it's anybody I know. I wanted to start out just by asking what your experience is already with doing Facebook ads. Has anybody already done a Facebook ad?
Yeah, I have. I did when I was trying to sell dog harnesses. Nice. And my problem was, are you trying to find me? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm it. My problem was actually, I guess it was targeting the right audience. So I guess like now I know how to actually create the ad, but so my issue was targeting and also not getting the ad taken down, like making sure it's the right word. Yeah.
Okay, I kind of heard half of that. So you did a Facebook ad. Your problem was targeting it correctly. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, targeting and using the right word so that the ad doesn't get taken down.
Oh, so bad. Yeah. All right. Anybody else done a Facebook ad before?
No, has anybody else done a Facebook ad? No, I have.
Oh,
Carol,
how did it go?
but not for the real estate business.
We've done it as a team, but I don't think we put it in, we didn't get a lot of response for open houses. But I really feel like it's how we did it. You know what I mean? I feel like we were missing some stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and do some Facebook ads today. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I meant to hit share screen and accidentally. Okay. Let me get my screen going here. All right, so you guys able to see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so I've been doing Facebook ads for a little while now, and not only have I done my own, but for a while I was doing them through KW. I had a person at KW kind of writing my ad for me, which was really instructive, just to kind of get some ideas of, you know, what makes a good Facebook ad, and that was really helpful. If you've done them before, you've probably also found the same thing I did, that a lot of the people who respond to a Facebook ad, you know, some of them might not be interested in buying right now. Some of them might just be kind of looking, some might be looking for a rental. And then, you know, some of them will be ready to buy right now. So I feel like the key to having a Facebook ad work is to use smart plans to automatically be responding and communicating with all of the people, so that you can really focus your time on the people who are really ready to go. They're cheap, you know. Here's an ad, the very top one that says January 5th. That's when I started. I wrote it on January 5th, so it's going from January 6th to 16th. So I've had 19 leads from it already. So that works out to $1.09 a lead. You know, so really just depending on how my ads have been, I'm kind of scrolling through to see some of them. The cost per lead, you know, has been pretty good. And it's just a matter of having a good system for responding to everybody, because that's a lot of people to have to connect. So I'm going to do everything. So if you've done Facebook ads before, you probably already know some of this. So I'll just be repeating something, but I kind of want to go through the whole thing. So when I start a Facebook ad, I actually start by doing a landing page. Okay, and a landing page, here's one right here, just for a property I have. Command will automatically create a landing page for you for your property. And what the reason this is my first step is that when somebody clicks a Facebook ad, I want them to automatically go to a page that has more information about that property and has some photos. So we're going to just go ahead and do a landing page right now. If you've got your laptop here, you can go ahead and do this for a listing that you already have. Or if you don't have any of your own listings, I already asked permission from a couple of other KW agents if we could use one of their listings, and they've agreed to let you run Facebook ads on their property. So who already has a listing that they can run a Facebook ad on? Anybody?
Sounds like we don't have listings right at this moment.
Okay, well good. I'm glad I asked. So here's what you do. Even if you don't have listings, you can run Facebook ads. If you're a newer agent and you're just looking for buyers, this is a great way to do that. So the way you do it is you go on to the multiple list and find somebody in our office who has an active listing in an area where you like to work, and then contact them and ask them if it's okay if you run a Facebook ad on their property. Okay, it's a great way to do it. So I already did that and got permission for you guys to run Facebook ads on 2 properties. All right. The 2 properties, is the chat showing if I put the addresses in there?
Yep, I can make it show.
Okay, I'm just going to put the addresses in the chat right now.
I have a question. Jasmine has a question really fast. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Where do you start at to get to the screen that you're on right now? Did you hear the question?
I didn't.
She's asking how do you get to the page that you're at right now?
Okay, I'm going to get you there, so don't worry. You're fine if you didn't get there yet. So that's that. I haven't even done it yet. Okay, I can't get the chat up when I've got my screen shared, so I'm just going to tell you my 2 addresses. So we'll do them as we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by making a landing page. All right, so everybody open up Command. And the things that I'm assuming that you've already done before we start this class is I'm assuming you already have a Facebook business page. If you don't have a Facebook business page, you're going to need to make one, but we don't have time for you to do that before we start the class. You'll just have to watch. I'm assuming that you filled out your marketing profile in Command, where it asks for like your, email address and all that. I'm assuming that you have a Twilio account connected. And I'm assuming that you've put your credit card in. You're going to need your credit card in before you can run a Facebook ad. So those are the 4 things that I'm assuming that you've already done. I'm pasting these 2 addresses in the chat too now, so you can see the 2 that are options there. Okay, so we're going to start by making a landing page. And again, the landing page is a place for the people to go after they've clicked on your Facebook ads so that they can see the information about the property. And I like to do that because what I found is that sometimes people are browsing this at the middle of the night or something like that, and they're really annoyed if they click your Facebook ad and they don't get to see the address, and you're not going to get back to them until the next day. So I've just found it's better just to give them that information as what they want right up front. It's going to be super, super easy. So in Command, you have all these buttons on the left that take you to different places. And if you don't know this, a way to see what those all mean is just click on that KW and then it opens that menu up if you're ever confused about which of those are. Down at the bottom where it says consumer, you're going to click on that. Okay, and then at the top here, I'm going to click on landing pages, and that's where I go to make a landing page. Okay, so people are going to want to see the address. I don't necessarily put the address in the ad because I don't want anybody to not click it because they don't like that address. So I make them click it and then they can get the address. So I'm here in this landing page, and in the upper right corner, I'm going to click create a new page. And this is going to be as a landing page. So a landing page is not connected with all of the other pages on my site. It's just its own freestanding thing. And then I'll click create page. Okay, and here we go. Just to keep things organized, in the upper left corner where it says new landing page template, I'm going to put the address of the property that the landing page is for, just so I can keep myself organized. And again, I put 2 addresses in that you can use as an example, 5908 Winthrop Avenue and 1412 Hull Street. Either one of those agents have given us permission to use their listing. Just as an aside, I've always been able to get people's permission to do that. Very rarely has somebody said no. So just go ahead and ask them and they'll probably let you. Okay, so everybody types the name up there. And after you're done typing the name, click on that little pencil and that'll save it in. You see that? Here's where I type my name and then I click that pencil and now that page has been, okay, has been named. All right, you ready for the landing page? This is super, super easy. So on the right side, we've got that little button that says listing. You're going to go to that listing button and drag it over onto your page and then let go. And that will pull in all of the information about a listing. Right now, we haven't told it which listing we want. So to do that, in the lower right corner, click, these are things here are called widgets. And so we're going to click configure widgets. And all we have to put in here is a listing. I'm going to click on the word listing, browse listings. Okay. And then I put in the property address of the listing I'm trying to find. If it's not coming up for you, there we go. Here's mine right here. Hit select. There we go. Whenever I'm sharing my screen over Zoom, my command, every website I use is really slow. So hopefully yours is going faster than mine.
That happens to us too during DocuSign. Zoom slows
everything. Zoom slows down everything. All right. So I selected my listing and in a minute, eventually, command's going to, I hit save and apply here. All right. And what command does is it takes the images and the information from that listing and it pulls it into that landing page. That's pretty easy, isn't it? You can use landing pages for other things too. If you ever want a link that you can just send to anybody about your house, this is the best way to do it. Then you've got it right there. All right, so I could just stop here. Look what it's done already for me. Is it's made this listing. It has how many square feet, bedrooms, bathrooms. It took the description in from the listing. All the photos are here. So I could stop there if I want. Another option that you have that I think is a good idea is I can add another widget that has my information on it if I'd like. So what I would do to do that is I click this left arrow next to the word listing. That takes me back to the widgets. I'm going to close that out. And then this one that says agent branding, I can drag that onto the page as well. It's going really slow for me, but what I tried to do is drag it to right below my listing. I don't know if it worked. It's really hard to do this while I'm sharing. Oh, here it is. So see, I dragged that over because I already filled everything out in my marketing profile. It already has my photo there, has my name, phone number, email, all that's there. Okay, we're all done. You're done your landing page. So click publish page. Yes, update it. All right, done, done, done. Did anybody have any trouble or any questions about the landing page? Nope.
So you know where to fill out their marketing profile?
Marketing profile is in settings under your name right here under settings. Okay. All right. All right. So now when I'm doing this, I'm just going to leave that tab open. I think the way it's easiest for me to do this is to have multiple tabs and just switch between them. So my landing page is here. I have it under the status. See how there's that little green arrow? That means it's visible. So I'm just going to leave this tab open. And in another tab, I'm going to make a smart plan. So even before I start doing my Facebook ad, I'm going to make the smart plan that is going to communicate with all of the leads that come in. Because the way we're going to set this up is so that somebody clicks your Facebook ad, command is automatically going to send them a text. If it's in the middle of the day, it'll send it to them right away and immediately start communicating with them on your behalf. And I love that. It used to be that you had to put them on the smart plan yourself, but now it just will do it automatically. What's great about that is you're driving in your car somewhere, somebody clicks your Facebook ad and you're already sending them a text without you having to do anything. So that's terrific. All right, so we're not going to reinvent the wheel here. Instead of doing your own thing from scratch, you can use the library to start with something that somebody else has already written and just take it from there and modify it. So I've already uploaded a sample smart plan that you can use into the library. Okay, so let's do this. So what you're going to do is open up a separate tab. So I'm leaving my landing page tab there. I'm opening up a separate tab in Command. And the smart plan is this button right here. Okay, so I want to click on that one, go into Command and click on the smart plans button. Okay. And then at the top, you have My Smart Plans and you have Library. There are many Facebook smart plans. So if you just type the word Facebook, you'll see tons and tons of smart plans for following up on, you have to spell it correctly though. That's the key. Here we go. Okay, lots and lots of plans for following up on Facebook. So if you'd like, you can just look, so there's 429, it came up for me right here. So, sometime you could go through all of these and just see which one you like. Just to be quick today, let's put a sample one that I put in there. So if you just type my name in there, Kirsten, Kirsten, here's a sample Facebook plan that you could just start with. It's not 100% done because we need to put your name in there and your contact info and everything, but it gives us a start on what we want the smart plan to do. Anybody have any trouble finding my smart plan there? Everybody good? Okay. So to add my smart plan, mine is already in there. You should have a button in there. Do you have a button where you can add it in? Okay, see this button right here, add smart plan. Okay, when you click that, I had to put this back. If you add the biweekly neighborhood nurture and the quarterly smart plan if you need to, and then click download. And see, I've got an error that I already have the smart plan in my library because I already have it there, but it should have just brought it in for you. Does anybody have any trouble getting that smart plan into their library? Okay. All right, now to go back and edit it, click on my smart plans over on the left. I have to find it. Okay, so here's mine. Yours will be at the top. Mine is not, since I had already added it in there. Okay, so all the way to edit the smart plan, I'm going to go to the Kirsten sample Facebook, and all the way on the right, there's a pencil icon. You're going to click that so that you can edit the smart plan and make it your own. I didn't make this up myself. I copied other people's smart plans. So that's really the best way to do it. Is anybody in Keller Williams can upload sample smart plans, and you can just look through them and copy them and modify them to make them fit for what you want to do. Okay, so these are the steps that I have in the sample smart plan. You can change it any way you want, and you can change the order of the steps, add some text, do whatever you'd like to it. Okay, so to start, instead of naming it Kirsten Sample Facebook Ad Smart Plan, let's name it with the the property address for the one we're using. Okay, so 5908. Okay. All right, and the first thing it's going to do is right away, using your Twilio account, Command is going to send a text that says, hi, contact first name. Thanks for taking a look at the homes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can change this any way you'd like, but at the very end, it says, here's a link to the home you're interested in. And then I've got a blank space right there. So we need to link that landing page. Okay, so what I'm going to do is click on the tab to the landing pages. Click on my landing page and copy this text up at the top. Copy. And then you can just paste it right in there. Okay. And feel free to edit that text any way you'd like. Make it say something different if you'd like. There's no reason you have to wait. Okay. All right, so that's my initial text. And then I have a delay of 1 day. And then I added a task here that tells me to look and see if the text is working. And to also add tags and a neighborhood. So we're going to be able to put some tags in automatically. But sometimes I like to put in if anybody's using DTD2, I'll put that one in myself. And then I add a neighborhood to that lead. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just putting in whatever the neighborhood is for the property I'm running the Facebook ad. You can change this to do item to whatever you want. The reason I have it is if somebody's text isn't working, I like to know that right away, so that I can then put them on a different smart plan. When we get to the end, I'm going to talk about how I usually make 2 smart plans for each Facebook lead, one for texting and one for emailing. So in this case, I would say, oh, it's not working when I text. They gave me a landline, and then I know not to keep trying to text them. Or maybe they gave me a fake number, could be. All right. Then I have it sending another text. You can change that, and I have a delay of 2 days. Now I have make a call here, but maybe I want to move that up later. So here's a step 6 is saying, go ahead and call them. Let's say I want to move that a little earlier. Okay, I don't want to wait until several days in, day 4. I want to move that up earlier. The way you would do that is find the task for make a call, and in the bottom right corner, it says move up, click that button, and it moves it up. I might need to move up again. Okay, now it's step 4. Okay, so what's happening now is I did it a couple times. So now I've got, first they sent a text, then a delay of 1 day. It asks me to see if the text is working, add tags in the neighborhoods, and make a call on the same day. So that's a second day then they're getting a phone call. Okay, so now I'm going to take this set delay and move that up also. So really, I just want you to see that it's very easy for you to customize this in any way you want. You don't have to do it exactly how I had it. You do it however you'd like. Before you actually use this, I think it's a good idea for you to read through everything and see if there's anything that you want to change. Like in this step here, I have an email and I put a little note that says, put your contact info here. That's a spot for you to put in your own contact info. Don't just leave it like that. I have a task, is the email working? Just so I find out. And if you scroll through, it's just step after step of either it sends them a text or it sends them an email or it reminds you to call them. Okay, so now we're not going to take time to sit here and modify this whole thing. You're going to do that after this. And I think it should take you, just 15, 20 minutes. It shouldn't be too long. but that would be your next step, is to make sure that this thing is exactly how you want it. And when it's done, you're going to click save. And then click the left arrow for edit smart plan so that we're no longer editing it. Okay, so just to kind of recap, the very first thing I did was make a landing page. And the second thing I did is make a smart plan that I can use to communicate with all of these leads. Now I have to wait for my slow internet because I'm using Zoom. But I do those two things first. And I've got slow internet. Well, we're waiting on everything to slow down. Let's slow down here. Any questions so far? Okay. All right, so those two things happen first. All right, now we're ready to go ahead and make that Facebook ad. So I'm just going to make another tab. So just keep your other tabs open. You might as well. And then to get to campaigns, I'm going to use this button right here. Looks sort of like a megaphone. And that'll get you to your campaigns. Okay. I'll click paid ads. Okay, we're ready to start. Upper right corner, I'm going to click create campaign. And this is going to be a social ad paid. I name all of my campaigns with the property address, and that helps me keep things straight, you know, so that if I'm running, you might want to run more than one Facebook ad campaign at a time. I think that's a great idea if you did, you know, more than one property at once. Here we go. I put the property address in. Okay, and what is your goal? Advertise a listing, attract buyers. You could do either one of those things. This screen doesn't change anything for you. Okay. And then you can choose to run your campaign on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I've kind of experimented with it a little bit now. I don't know why it's not. Oh, I'm saying my Facebook isn't connected. Let me connect it again. I'm using some, there we go. Okay. I experimented with it a little bit and tried doing some Twitter and Instagram and didn't find them to get nearly the number of leads as I did with Facebook. So, you know, it's up to you. That's kind of been my experience, but you can choose to run on more than one of these if you'd like to. And then I click create campaign.
We're also planning to have an Instagram class too that might be a little bit different than ads. So kind of working with Instagram in other ways.
Yeah.
That too coming up.
Yep. Okay. All right. So I've done the name, and you know, one other thing while we're talking about that, I have also experimented with running Facebook ads that were not a listing, with something with just like offering a home value or something like that. Not nearly as productive. The best Facebook ad is one that advertises a listing. Okay. So I'm going to click add listing. And again, same thing, I'm going to choose my listing. One thing I've noticed right here, it says show only my listings right there. Make sure you're doing all listings. Even when it's your own listing, sometimes it's better to have that option on there. I don't always find mine. Okay, put in the address and select that listing. Okay, great. So far, so good. Now, I don't know if you noticed it yet, but on the right side, this is showing you what your Facebook ad is going to look like just in real time as you change things. Okay, so command automatically brought in description from the listing, but you can see it's cut off. So I'm going to need to modify this a little bit. And that's one reason it's nice to have your landing page right there. So if you want to, you can click back and forth between the two tabs and read the description and modify it. So go ahead and take a second and modify this so that it looks good to you. You have 250 characters, so you can only, only say too much. Okay, so I'm not gonna spend a million years doing it right now, but I'll just make a couple changes. Okay, so change it however you'd like. Your headline, you have 25 characters, and that's going to be this bold line that goes right here. One thing I've found out that I kind of learned from the folks at KWRI is that they, in all of their Facebook ads, put in emojis instead of just saying, like fantastic, I don't know, whatever, 4-bedroom house. They're also going to have like a house emoji or something like that. They've been doing that. So they started doing that, and I think it definitely helped. To add an emoji, if you're on a Mac, let me just make sure I'm telling you the right things. All right. It's Control-Command-Space on a Mac to do that. And then it brings up this little pop-up menu and I can choose an emoji. Everybody, is that working for people? On Windows, I'm not sure how to do it. Does somebody know? They can tell everybody.
I will look into it.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely something you can Google, but it's kind of nice. It does definitely attract attention to insert an emoji. And man, I'll tell you, when I am trying to do everything with Zoom, it just doesn't seem like it wants to work. Okay, we're just going to pause on that. I'm just assuming it's not working because I'm on Zoom. Oh, you know what? It's because I have too many characters. I don't want to spend too much time doing this. Okay, you get it. So you'll make something nicer there. This description will not always show up in your ad. So where it says example, whatever you put here, in this example, it's going to show up. So let's see. So just put something there. After the class, you're going to spend a half hour and get this looking nicer. We're not going to do it all perfect right now. Okay, so once your text is good, then you're going to click save. Someone had mentioned before about getting denied by Facebook. Because this is a housing ad, there are just certain words that are going to kind of make it kick it back. You can't say anything that could be a fair housing violation. And even things like great for kids or close to a church or things like that can be fair housing violations. And so I've certainly typed things in where it's kicked it back on me. What did you guys have kicked back? Yeah, go ahead.
Really quick, I figured out how to do it on the PC. Do you want me to
show
them really fast?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. Do this. Okay, so we're back in that place where it shows the where you're creating your campaign. So in the main copy, if you see this little emoji down here, you can click that, and then you can pick whatever one you want. And if you want it in the headline, you can just copy it and just paste it down here, and then you can.
Oh, good. Yep. There you
There's
go.
a little shortcut.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I will let you take over again.
Thank you. Very nice. Okay, great. Where's my window? Nope. There we go. Sorry. Okay. So back. Are we seeing the right one again?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. So you're going to play with your text, make it not have any fair housing violations in it, nothing, that says anything about the person who would be buying it. Focus on the house, not who the person is who'd be buying it. And then you usually can avoid those things. All right, and click save. Media, so I'm going to click configure, and it automatically chose the first photo from the listing, but you can add more and do a carousel, which I think is great. So if you click this add more button here, it will show me the other photos from the listing, and I can click one of them, preview and crop image. Okay, make this a little bit smaller. Oops. I accidentally. It's hard when your computer is lagging behind. You click things you don't need to. Save image. There we go. And you can see how it did a carousel. So if I add a few images here, then whoever's looking at my Facebook ad will be able to go through whatever images I put up here.
So do you mind explaining what a carousel is?
Sure, not at all. Let me do that. Let me get another image in here. Okay, so now I have
carnival ride.
yes. Let me get a third image and now we can see it. Okay, so here's my Facebook ad now. Over on the right side, this is the carousel it's called because my computer's really slow. Because if I were looking at this Facebook ad, I could kind of glance through, kind of scroll through and see these three images here. Is that working? You see that? Yeah, so you could keep going and just add a bunch of images in there if you'd like.
And that kind of fits the social media model. Like if you're on Instagram, you can swipe through the pictures that you see. So
yeah,
that's something I think people will naturally want to do.
I think so too. I think so too. And it also gives you a good chance to showcase that house. Maybe I have the outside, but then also the kitchen or whatever. Okay, great. All righty. And then you should already have a market center logo here. If you don't, you'll need to connect it to your marketing profile, but it should be showing there. And you can choose that market center logo to be in the lower left or lower right corner. Okay, and then I'll save that. Okay, Facebook settings, let's configure that. All right, this is me as my personal Facebook page, is my name. And then on the right is my business page. You have to have a business page in order to do this. If you don't have one, you're going to have to make one. And so that's the account that's connected to this ad. What I've noticed is that if somebody comments on, see on the ad, it has that comment button. If somebody comments on it, it shows up on your business Facebook page. It'll have the ad and below it, it will have their comment. That's where that will appear. And occasionally people do comment, like they'll say nice house or something like that. Even if they don't click the Facebook ad, they're saying nice house, which is nice, Okay, this one really important right here. Destination, Facebook lead generation form recommended. You want that instead of a landing page. What that means is that when somebody clicks the Facebook ad, the very first thing they're going to do is get to a lead generation form. And the reason we want to do it this way is that if you do it through Facebook, Facebook automatically fills in their contact information for them. It doesn't make them type it, and then they're more likely to give you accurate information. They don't always. I get a lot of people responding to Facebook ads that have an old phone number. It happens all the time, but a lot of times their email might still work, even if they don't. Right now it's set automatically to show learn more as the button name, but you have some other options. Learn more seems the most applicable in this case. And then after they click learn more, it's then going to take them to a landing page. That's what we did. We chose the landing page. So you could also put a URL. You could have it take them to your Keller Williams page, but I think it's better to go to a landing page with the entire information about that property. So now we're going to click on choose landing page. And then here's my landing page that I created just now. And we're set. Okay. All right, audience. At first, it's just showing people within 20 miles of Baltimore, but that's not targeted enough for me. I want to target people who maybe are looking for buying a house. So I'm going to click this use custom settings button. I click on that. And then I get to add interests. So you can change, like it's Baltimore, but if you could do a different city if your listing was somewhere else. You can see that there's, a bunch of different neighborhoods in here that it could be. Okay. And then at the bottom where I click with add interests, there's a lot of options in here. It's going to take forever. Here we go. Okay. Most of the real estate related ones seem to be at the bottom. I don't want to choose too many here because if it just dilutes the people who are seeing it. So if I did, I don't know, apartment, then maybe I'm going to get a lot of renters and not people who are trying to buy a house. And that would give me fewer, good responses to my ad. But you can see I have a lot of different interests that I can choose here. Like creative real estate investing, if my property was an investment type property, I might choose that option. Scrolling. Duplex was in there. Okay, I just wanted to point out a couple of these. So FHA loan, sometimes I use that one. I often do this first time home buyer grant or first time buyer. Those are ones I might use, not maybe for every property, but for some I might do that if I think that that's a house where somebody might be a first time homeowner. I could do that. Or a fixer upper if I thought that that was, relevant to the type of house I have. Okay. Sorry. Okay. House hunting is another option here that I sometimes use. A lot of interior design. So maybe if I had a really nice house, I might want to choose that. Land are options here if you're selling land.
Kirsten, I have a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned that if you choose too many interests, it will dilute the audience. Is that because they have to have all the interests you've selected, or is it?
No, they only have to have one. But if I choose apartment, then I'm just going to get a whole bunch of renters, maybe.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Instead of people who actually want to buy. That's all.
Okay, so it's specific renters is what you want to be careful of.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, luxury real estate I might do for some types of house, for if I have that type of house. Gonna keep going. All right, we're getting there. Okay, real estate. Okay, and then sometimes I do the rent to own if that might apply to my house. And then I often also do the one that's for Zillow. Scrolling down to find it. But a lot of people are looking on Zillow. There we go. Zillow, realtor.com. So those, so that'll find people who are looking at a house. So again, I'm going to do Zillow, realtor.com. I might do first time homeowner. I might do land. I might do fixer upper if those apply to my house that I'm trying to sell. Okay. And then when I've got all of my interests in, I'm going to close. Okay. Lead settings. Let's click on this one. This one, we used to not have this option. Now that we do, it's made such a huge difference for me. So I have two things I can do. So first of all, I can have these leads automatically tagged when they come in. So for me personally, I want it to be buyer lead is what I use. And I have one for my Facebook. Those are the two that I add on mine. You aren't going to have those. Those are both tags that I added in myself. And you can add as many tags in as you want. Let me just, if you start typing, I'm just going to make one. You have start typing whatever you want your tag to be. You have the option of creating a new tag. So you can do it right here if you don't have the tag you want. The only reason I do a buyer lead tag and a buyer tag, I use my buyer tag for people that are actually in the middle that are buying, and buyer leads are ones where I'm not sure if they're actually buying yet or not, because I send them separate emails. Right, so when the lead comes in, Command's automatically going to put these two tags on it. And then I also want it to assign it to a smart plan. So you're going to click on assign to smart plan and then choose the smart plan that you just made. And that is just a game changer. That was so huge when they did that, because just imagine that your lead comes in and it automatically, Command's texting them. All right, and then my last thing I have to do is choose how much I'm spending. So it never starts on the day that you're doing this. It'll, like, today's the 12th, so the earliest it can start is the 13th, and that's because Facebook has to review it and make sure you don't have any fair housing violations in there. When I do Facebook ads, I usually find that the next morning I've already got a Facebook ad, like a Facebook lead come in. $3 a day is a pretty good amount. That's what I normally do. I think you'll get a pretty good number of leads if you do $3 a day. I have had properties where I've done more and I've done them for longer, but this seems to be a really good sweet spot. $3 a day for 10 days. And then if I still have that listing after that, I might even wait a little bit and do it again. You can keep it going. Even if the property is under contract, you could still run a Facebook ad,
How often do you think the leads that you get turn into someone who ends up putting in an offer?
So it takes here's what I find. So all of the people who are responding to a Facebook ad are usually really, really early in their process. And so I find that these people might be 6 to 12 months out. If they're trying to buy, they're usually not ready to buy right now. They're usually pretty far out. So it'll take a while, and only a small percent are actually ready to buy, like even in the next 6 to 12 months. There's going to be a lot of lookers that come through.
Do you still keep those people as potential buyers that you'll work with in the future?
I do. I keep them on smart plans. And so everybody's on like a 36 touch. They're always getting stuff from me so that they can eventually, I don't take them off of that unless they ask to be removed. So you really can build it up, but I do expect it not to be an instant thing with a Facebook ad. I do expect it to take a while. And certain properties that I have ads on get a lot of renters. Some, it depends on the house itself, but a lot of times that happens. But I think if you're looking for buyers, it's just so much cheaper than so many of the other methods of getting leads, If everything looked perfect to you, once it's all the way done, you're going to click publish campaign. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to pay for it yet. But you could also click save draft and then come back to it. Gosh, I had something else I wanted to say and it is gone. What in the world was it?
I just love that this is two birds with one stone though. You're advertising your listing, but you're also finding other potential clients that you'll work with.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to say that quite often the person is responding to a Facebook ad on one side of town and the property they want is somewhere else. They're looking at a totally different area. That happens a lot. And the other thing I was going to say is this, as soon as they respond to me, I take them off the smart plan. Okay, don't keep them on the smart plan because the smart plan kind of assumes that they haven't responded to you yet. And so it's just the purpose of the smart plan is to try to get them to text you or call you back.
Okay.
Once they respond, remove them from the smart plan and start using other ways. You if you don't have it yet, you can make smart plans where you keep in touch with people. Like I would have everybody on a saved search. If you haven't played around with that, try using a saved search for your leads. Once you talk, you'll talk to them and they say, oh, I'm looking for at least 3 bedrooms. Here's my price range. Here's the zip code I want to be in, whatever it is. And then you can make a saved search for them that will automatically email them listings, and they can change the criteria themselves in the saved search. And then what's really good is when they are looking, you'll be notified that they're looking at properties. You'll see it in their contact card. And that's really nice to see what they're doing. All right, we have a few minutes for any questions.
You mentioned the 36 touch smart plan.
Yeah.
Do you mind showing them? I know you already showed where smart plans were, but I feel like it's helpful just to see it again. Do you mind showing them how to find the 36 touch? Because
yeah, sure.
That seemed like a good one for after they've responded to you.
Yes. Yeah, you're 100% right. So there are 36 touch smart plans within the library, but let me just say this, the smart plan doesn't cover all 36 touches. So when a real 36 touch also has some like events and things like that. So if you did like 2 events a year, that would be separate from the 36 touch. And also I love this. If you search on, okay, so there are lots of 36 touch smart plans in here, but Kimber, just search on Kimber. She did a really nice one. It's in 3 parts. Okay, this is what you want. See this 36 touch part 3? Try those. Those are really nice. Part 1, part 2, part 3. These are some pre-designed emails. It is just ready to go. Like it's just like download it, deploy it. It's beautiful what she did there. She does some other really nice market update emails also.
The market update's really nice because that's the value that you're bringing them to.
Yes.
Not just
Yeah.
But, hey, here's something for you too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's really good. Yeah, but so at 36 touches, you basically 36 times that you are contacting them. And so if you look through some of these smart plans in here, again, you just go to the library and type in, let's type in 36 touch. It's basically got to remind you to call them quarterly and send out a monthly email. And then, you're going to also do other things like events or mail them something. But if you just type in 36 touch, there's a ton of, look, you give me 75 smart plans there.
I think the reason we see so many is because that's from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, right? Is 36 touch.
Yeah.
So that's like a proven model that can.
Yep, exactly. And this library is great. Like people have uploaded so many useful things. Before I start making my own smart plan, I always just look and see what's in the library just for some inspiration, even if I'm going to modify it and make it my own, there's a lot there.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Anything else?
So, because we came in a little bit. Sure, to get on this, we're going to the command, or is this just your Facebook period?
Yeah, so the question is how to get to this again. They just came in a couple minutes late, so.
Oh, sure. Yeah, on the left side, I'm going to click on smart plans. It's this button here, and then click on library at the top.
Did you mean the ads or did you just mean smart plans?
Yeah, like to, the ads, like to officially get on to make this whole.
To get to like campaigns and
Yeah.
things? Do you
Oh.
mind showing, yeah, how to get to campaigns again?
No, not at all. Let me just save my draft here.
It's overall in the command app.
All
Is
of
that what
it,
you're saying?
yeah.
Okay,
So
that's
just
what I was. The
agent.kw.com.
agent, right, that's what I was wondering.
Yep.
I took the, step down, but I just wanted to make sure, because I know she was saying Facebook, but I didn't know if we was going to the actual,
Yeah,
or
so you-
Facebook or in command and then blasting from our Facebook.
right.
Yeah, it's in command, and then command links to Facebook. Yep.
And you have to have a Facebook business page, right?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, and then you have to have a business page.
Right, right.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure when you came in.
Yeah, no, I can't, I mean, she had already started, but I didn't know exactly, was it just like, just on the Facebook or through command to.
Yeah. Yeah, we did this whole thing and I never even opened Facebook. Right? Yeah, you don't even open Facebook to do it. It's just your command has to be linked to it and then you're good to go.
Okay. And you were saying it's only good for listings? You just wanna get
I've
your-
done them for other things besides listings and I get much fewer responses.
Yeah, that's, okay, yeah, because I was trying to figure out, like, if you wanted to just bring yourself some attention or get some attention to your page, then it's not good for that.
I have not gotten much response at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done much better with the listing. And then, so like, I don't know if you heard this in the beginning, but what I was saying is if you don't have your own listings, other Keller Williams agents are very generous about you doing a Facebook ad on their listing.
Okay, and then once you do that, I did want to find out where you got that example, like, how did you get the example when you did the smart plan?
Yes. Oh, that I wrote that example and I put it in the library for you guys to use.
Oh, so I can go in the library and grab that.
Yeah, you can just grab it right out of the library. Just search on my name, Kirsten, and I put it in there so for this purpose, for this class.
I missed it because I saw it in your thing already, and I was like, well, where did she get it from? So
Yeah, I just made it. I copied off of other people's smart plans.
I'm a copy and paste girl on the internet, so I definitely understand that's the best way to go.
Yeah. Just go ahead and grab it from my just type my name in the library and you'll get it.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Sure. All right. Well, thanks everybody, and good luck.
Kirsten, your classes are always fantastic. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. All righty. Bye.
Bye.